Hey guys, it's me Maro, and today will be a bit of a different video than usual. Most of the time I talk about games and anime, but today I want to discuss something with you all. Something kind of important that I want you all to know. So, there is this YouTuber that goes by the name of Spinozilla Saurian. I assume you guys know who he is. If you don't, then let me shed some light on him. He's a pretty popular person in the Godzilla community who makes Godzilla and Jurassic Park content. He also makes anime content, but it's not as popular as the Godzilla stuff. I used to consider this guy a friend when I hanged out with him, so that might bring up the question, what happened? Well, to put it simply, this guy's bad. Yeah, he's pretty bad, and all the stuff that I mentioned in this video, it isn't even the worst that he's done. I just want to mention my experience with him and why you guys shouldn't hang out with him, or even support him to that matter. Trust me, you don't want to go through what I went through, and I'm still technically going through right now. Well, kinda, but I'll get to that later. As you all know, I'm bad at transitioning into segments, so let's just get started with the shit show. So let me start from the beginning. Jinsei and Lucifer had a great battle, which ended with Jinsei win- oh, wait, not that far back. There we go. So, around 2 years ago is when I joined a Spinal server called the Ancient Destroyers, which is deleted now, so no point in joining. But basically, I joined the server and became one of Spino's many friends. For around 1 year, nothing bad happened that I was there for, so no point in discussing what happened there, but let's move to February 2022. Spino decided to make one more episode of his series known as The Godzillas, and he decided to have many people, me included, help with this project. He also made an Instagram and Discord group chat for this. Since I don't want people to get involved with this stuff, I'll color each person that there was. The people who were there or important for later were red, orange, yellow, lime, green, blue, and black. Even though I did say I don't want people to get involved, there was one person involved with this whole thing that I kinda have to mention. But I want to save him for later, and you'll see why. Yo, sorry to cut in just a little bit, but I'd like to mention two things. So you'll hear me mention the colors, black in this video, but actually, black, the people, they don't mind having their names and, their profile pictures or whatever shown in this video. So, when I mention black, I'm actually talking about my friend, Linkamus Prime Productions. So, yeah, just let you know, and, yeah. Oh, and there's one more friend that I have that wants to be in this video, and they don't mind having their name be shown. So whenever I say orange, I actually mean my friend Funnosaurus Rex or Nutlord, one of those two names, if it's shown or whatever. So yeah, Funnosaurus Rex Nutlord equals orange. So during the production of episode 10, Spino needed a female voice actor for one character in the episode. I think her name was like Hamura or something. I don't know. So instead of looking for one himself, he decided to get Black, who was a minor at the time, to go find one alone. But Spino had to have helped though. No, he didn't. All he did was nag to the person to see if he found one, for like a month or two. That's really the only bad thing though that happened during the production of episode 10. So as it is right now, Spino's looking kind of innocent, I guess. After the production of episode 10, Black went to Spino about making his own series based on and connected to the Godzillas, in which Spino agreed to it. Alongside this, me and Green also want to make our own series that followed the same formula, in which this was the creation of the Sentient Cinematic Universe. I came up with the name myself. I don't know why I said that. It just sounds like I'm sucking my own dick, but whatever. During this, Spino decided to start random arguments with the person Red, for no reason at all. Red is also a minor. Actually, there is a reason? He wants to win an argument? Really? One of these arguments took place in the Instagram group chat, in which Spino started an argument with him about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom's Indoraptor. Basically, Red doesn't like the Indoraptor, but Spino argued that the stuff the Indoraptor did can be justified. And as soon as Red tries to defend himself and calls Spino stupid for starting the argument, Spino then tried to get other people on his side? Huh? How does that work? He started the argument, and his argument to defend the Indoraptor was kinda shit, not gonna lie. I don't want to go into detail why the Indoraptor is shit, it should be pretty self-explanatory. Not surprisingly, Spino lost the argument. I mean, it makes sense, but that would be only one of the two arguments that occurred with Spino and Red. The second argument happened in the Discord group chat, in which Spino tried to quote-unquote roast Red, and say that instead of buying bootlegs, he should buy some bitches? He can't even type bitches, what the fuck? To give you guys some context, Red liked to buy a bunch of bootleg figures, because 1, he liked to customize them, and 2, they were pretty cheap, so even if he did break them, he wouldn't lose much compared to the official counterpart. So basically, Spino made fun of him for that, but, for no reason. That just came out of nowhere. Wait, what? There is a reason? Well, basically, Spino had a conversation with Black. He told Black that he wanted to roast the guy colored yellow, and Black gave him some advice on how to do it. But Spino lied to him and attacked Red instead. Black and Red are also friends with each other, so that makes it even worse. Spino really isn't making himself look good here. He starts arguments with minors and uses friends to harass friends. God damn. Oh yeah, I should probably explain why Black gave Spino advice to, roast Yellow. Basically, Yellow had some beef with Black and Spino, so Black felt a little comfortable giving Spino some advice on how to, troll him or whatever. Like, Black wouldn't give Spino advice on how to troll his friend. He wouldn't do that. But I'm pretty sure he would be more comfortable to give Spino advice on how to troll someone that he doesn't like, that being Yellow. During this argument, the person colored Blue tried to help Spino and give him advice on how to fix his IRL life. That's pretty nice of him. But what happened was not nice at all. Spino decided to not listen to him, which made Blue mad and leave the group chat. Spino then decided to blame Red for Blue leaving the chat. This is also bad on Spino's end because Red and Blue are friends with each other. God. Spino lost that argument again, because, well, he lost respect from all of us. He started these stupid arguments for no good reason, manipulated a minor to attack another minor who are friends with each other, and tried to get people on his side when Red decides to defend himself, all because he wants to win an argument. Obviously, Red was mad. He was so mad that he was actually planning on making a Spino video himself, but due to him spreading around to other places, he got one person mad, the person colored Lime. Lime decided to have an intervention with Spino and Red. He also had other people there, me included, so I can explain what happened during the VC, and why it's a bit meh. Red wasn't able to explain some of his points, but some of his points against Spino did go through. Actually, the people on Spino's side tried to justify his actions to defend Spino against Red's points, even though they were not in the arguments. The intervention ended with both Red and Spino being told to chill the fuck out, and Spino seemed to be nice again. Well, that's cool. Well, Red decided to cut ties with Spino, and I can't blame him. So now the only people in the SCU group chat were Spino, me, and my friends Green, Black, and Orange. So now it's like September or October of 2022. Me and Green were working on the first episodes of our series, Black was working on the 5th episode of his series and helping out with the timeline, Orange was there, it's kinda it for him, and Spino was working on his own projects not related to the SCU, since his series was done. One of these videos Spino was working on was a video related to a VTuber named Nuxtaku, since he doesn't really like him, I guess. Spino wanted us to be a part of this video, which was nice of him. Basically, we just said some things, along with our thoughts on Nuxtaku. We were in a VC talking about it, like, the script and all that, but Spino came to Green with a task. Spino asked Green if he can make some sprites for him, make a thumbnail for his video, a background, and other elements such as a spaceship this took place on. During this VC, along with another one a couple days later, I saw that Green was getting a bit overwhelmed with the amount of work he was given. Not only did he have to make these, but he was also working on the first episode of his series, along with another project that is quite big. So during a VC a couple days later, when we were talking about the next Taku video, I decided to kind of jump in and say that I could do the thumbnail, make the spaceship element in the video. I also gave him some advice of how he can do the sprites easier. Can you really blame me? I didn't want to see my friend overwhelmed with the amount of work given to him, it was just too much for him. He said it would help him a lot, which made me happy, but Spino wanted Green to do these. His whole excuse for me not doing these was that he thinks that my art isn't good, and gives no explanation why. This motherfucker really said straight to my fucking face that my art isn't good, even though this bitch can't draw for shit. But Maro, Spino's made some drawings before, go to his DeviantArt page. No. Those are traced, and Spino even confirmed it to us. Tracing all your artwork is a fucking insult to us artists in the community. Well, okay, there's one exception, and that's if you're, new to drawing and you're not that good, so tracing something might, I don't know, help you or something, to actually learn proportions or whatever. Or hell, even, tracing something like hands. I understand that if, you want to trace hands, those things are too fucking hard to draw. But what I cannot excuse is if you trace all of your art. And this bitch has the fucking balls to say that my art is bad without giving a reason. You wanna know what makes this worse? I'm very passionate about my art, and Spino knows this. Not only have I said it multiple times that it's something I take seriously and want to do in the future, but I also do a lot of artwork. Back in Ancient Destroyers, before it was deleted, I posted a lot of art, and Spino saw these. He did. Now, obviously, I'm not perfect at art, and I do want to improve in some places. If there's something you don't like about my art, then please tell me. I do want to improve. You just telling me that my art isn't good without stating a reason isn't gonna help me improve. After he said that, I was obviously mad, and so was Green. Both of us didn't agree with his point, cause well, his point was shit, to be honest. But then Spino said that I can do it? Huh? Motherfucker said my art wasn't good, but now allows me to do the thumbnail and spaceship? Maybe he felt guilty or something? But he never apologized for it. So like, I don't know. But after that, sprites, thumbnail, and elements were made for the video, and the video was released. Well, that was weird, but I'm glad it's all over. It wasn't. After the video was made, Spino said that Green could promote his channel on his? Huh? But I also did work for him though. Actually, I made 4 things for the video. The thumbnail, 2 elements, and sprites for Orange. So why can't I promote my channel? Both of us did the same amount of work, so that doesn't make any sense. If you guys are wondering where the video is now, well, I'll get to that in a minute. After that, I was notified by Green that Spino was talking shit behind my back for no reason. Basically, Spino had VC calls with Green, and in those VC calls, he got mad at me for helping my friend. Like, why? You have no right to be mad. You gave a minor too much work while he had other things to work on. He was overwhelmed, so I decided to help. You have no right to be mad. Also, in another VC call with Green, he just randomly talked shit about my content? What? What the fuck? It just came out of nowhere, for no reason. What makes this worse is that he's significantly larger than me. He's a big YouTuber who is an adult talking shit about a very small YouTuber's content who is also a minor. Wow. Also, there was recordings of these originally, but they were deleted due to personal stuff. But later on I can basically prove that these were a thing. After I was notified about this, I started to talk with Spino less in the group chat. I also respected him less, cause like, come on. I only really talked to Green, Black, and Orange, because the discussions were about the SCU, something that Spino didn't talk about. But during this time, Spino wanted me to do more thumbnails for him? Wait. So, this motherfucker talks shit about me, my art, and my content for no reason, and still expects me to do work for him? Huh? Well, I decided to play along with it, and you might ask why. Well, it's because I didn't want my friend Green to have a lot of work on him, like before. So, I want to protect him, basically. So, Spino wanted me to do a thumbnail for his video called VTubers That Can Be in a Fight. What he wanted the thumbnail to be was a GMK-style poster with him and VTubers in it. Now, let me tell you why this would not work. 1, the ratio is not the same as the YouTube one, so it would look pretty awkward. 2, that would be very complex, since it would include like 5 characters in it, 4 of them being anime characters. Even though I'm good at drawing, it still takes time to draw one character. For example, it takes around 5 hours to draw one character, so yeah. Which leads into my next point, number 3. Spino wanted me to have this done by the next day. This motherfucker really thinks that art doesn't take time, huh? Don't believe me? Look at this! He says that he got episode 10 of the Godzilla's done in 5 months, and Yellow hasn't finished his animation yet. So he has no excuse. What? This guy is really comparing animation with a PowerPoint presentation of you playing with your toys. How the fuck does that make any sense? At least with an animation, it's something that actually takes time, and since Yellow's a minor working on an animation all by himself, it's kinda justified that he didn't have it done at the time. So yeah, Spino really thinks that art doesn't take time. But during the time in the Instagram group chat, Spino said some confusing things, and I was thinking he wanted me to make a thumbnail similar to one image I made a day prior. So I did that, and showed him the thumbnail. But then Spino had a pissy fit, because it was not the one that he wanted. Oh, I'm sorry, you were the one not being specific, and you gave me a very complex task in a short amount of time, so fuck you. Me and Green told Spino why he was wrong and why he should have been more specific, but Spino used the thumbnail either way. And I got nothing. A little while later, Spino wanted me to do a thumbnail for a Pokemon livestream he did. I did it, and I got nothing. Wait a minute, so you're telling me that I'm doing all this work for basically nothing? Huh? I mean, after I made the thumbnail, I technically drew 7 things for Spino, and I got nothing from it.
But Maro, Spino can see you in clothes.
He didn't. Even in the next Taco video, I got nothing from it, so this isn't looking good for Spino. Another little while later, Spino made an unfunny joke and called everyone in the group chat bitches. I decided to screw around with him a little bit. So, since a bitch means female dog, and I'm not a dog, I'm not a bitch. But since a Spinosaurus walks on 4 legs, Spino's the bitch. I kinda obviously showed that I was fucking around because I never mentioned that, I'm a girl. Spino then said that it was outdated for a Spinosaurus to walk on 4 legs, so I decided to reverse on him again and say that all the Metal Gear memes he did were also outdated. To give you all some context, Spino overused the Metal Gear memes, even though he didn't play the games at all. So I decided to call him out for it. Spino then said proof. Proof? Well, a day prior to this, you made one, along with in Discord servers. So there's a lot of proof, and you would know this. Actually, wait. Why would he ask for proof if he knew he was wrong? Wait a minute. Okay, hold that thought on for a little later, because I noticed something. So I showed Spino the proof, in which he tried to justify it, and then call me an idiot. What? Motherfucker, I just proved you wrong, take the L! Spino then wanted me to do another thumbnail for him. This time, it would be for his whole end of the year video. At this point, I was getting fed up with Spino, and can you really blame me? This guy talks shit about me behind my back, in front of my face for no reason, treats me like shit, makes my friend uncomfortable, gives me almost no time to do work, and didn't allow me to promote my channel, even though I was also doing the same amount of work for him. Also, I got nothing for the work I was doing for him. Actually, it's pretty obvious that Spino is biased towards Green, and you'll see why in a little bit. So, I told Spino that I would do the thumbnail, but only if he helped me get to 300 subscribers. Now, before you Spino meat writers say that that goal is very unreasonable, at the time, I was only 8 subs away from 300, so compared to Spino's 27,000 at the time, it's almost nothing. Now, yes, I kinda acted a little bit like a dick and say figure it out and didn't elaborate, but is it really that hard to do? All you would really need to do is promote my channel either on your channel or in another Discord server. To be fair, I could have asked for money, so Spino should feel kinda lucky to be honest. Also, he's 20. After Spino saw this, though, he had a pissy What? Bro, I'm doing work for you. I should be getting something in return. Yeah, I did the thumbnails for him originally to give Green less to do, but come on! It's like the equivalent of you buying something on Amazon for like $50 or something, but you don't get the item. Like, come on. You're putting in the effort to give someone something, but they don't give you something in return. That's basically what Spino's doing. And like, you can't just expect your workers to do everything for you, but get nothing in return. That's bullshit. Basically, all Spino did was put our channels in the description. Now, at first that may sound fine, but not a lot of people check the description. And just like what I said, along with Orange right here, we got nothing. We got absolutely zero. We didn't get anything. Nil. I think that's what the term means, but I don't know. Maybe if you actually put in the effort of promoting our channels, which can, be seen by more people, maybe, in a fucking YouTube video or whatever, where you actually show our channels or say like, hey, subscribe to this guy, put us at the end of the video or something, more often, because that seemed to work for me for the next taco video when I only got 2 subs. Yeah, it was only 2 subs, yeah, so what of it, but still, I got at least a tiny bit of something, so maybe if you put me at the end of the video more and more often, then maybe people would actually see it more, and then people would be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll go subscribe to that guy. Or hell, just let me promote myself on your fucking channel. You let Green do it, why not me? Or hell, like I said before, promote my channel in a Discord server. You can do that. I've done it to you before. So like, come on. And like, again, for the whole fucking like putting the the people who are involved in the video or whatever at the end in like the credits section or whatever, You can do that. It's not that hard. If I, a very small channel, am literally able to do that with, people who are in my videos, why can't you? And also, let's say the people that are actually credited in my videos, that I actually credit at like the end of the video or something, let's say that they, maybe want more recognition. Then, well, they can come to me and say, hey, yo, so I like that you, credited me at the end of the video, but do you think you can, like, show where I post my stuff around to like more people or whatever, because I want a little bit more recognition for what I'm doing. And I would do that because, well, they're being nice to me, I'm being nice to them. I think the main reason why they aren't doing that, even if they did get nothing, is that I'm being very, very nice to the people who are in my videos. I'm being extremely nice to them, and because of that, they're extremely nice to me. Spino, you are treating me like shit. You've treated me like shit for a while now. Everything that I mentioned before, you have treated me like shit. So that's why I'm really doing this. Sorry for that little rant. I didn't even write that in the script. It's just something that I had to mention. So, like I said before, I just told him to figure it out, because, he didn't respect me, so why should I respect him? Eye for an eye. Then Spino had a bigger pissy fit. Are you kidding me? So then I kind of went on a whole rant on Spino, and why his actions can and already have led to consequences. The way he tries to put others below him, that's not going to allow him to make friends in the future. I'm just being honest. After Spino saw this, actually, not saw but heard these, because I sent them through voice messages. Actually, Spino never listened to them. Huh? Can't build up the courage to see your mistakes? I may be a female, but I got larger balls than this fucker. Anyways, after that, Spino decided to write a paragraph where he talks about everyone, says that the SCU ends... What? And leaves the group chat. Huh. Well, that should be the end of it, right? Well, no. Now, before I move on, I must mention one thing that might be asked. Has the SCU actually ended? No, of course not. Me and my friends are still working on it, we're having a whole lot of fun, and honestly, I'm glad that fucker left. He probably would have made it worse if he stayed. So honestly, good riddance. On December 26th, Spino wasn't done yet. Remember when I said there was one more person that I want to talk about? Well, here he is. Spino has this friend. His name is Doom, and he contacted me on the 26th, literally one day after Christmas, because he wanted to talk about... Wait, this isn't about Spino? Oh, so I guess it's something just fun to talk about. Yeah, he lied. This racist fuck lied to me. Racist, you may ask? Yeah, he said the N-word multiple times. And he's white as hell. But basically, he lied to me, saying that the conversation won't be about Spino, but then talks about Spino. The conversation was in a VC, so let me explain what it was about. Doom basically tried to justify Spino's terrible actions and make it look like that everything was my fault, even though it wasn't. I tried to show some examples to show that Spino's actions were actually terrible and inexcusable. I basically tried to show that someone who's younger, like me, is able to act more like an adult than Spino. But Doom was, telling me stuff that didn't really make any sense. He was, basically trying to prove that I don't act like an adult, because apparently I don't put food on my plate, I don't drive a car, and I don't do taxes. Now, first off, I do two of those things, well, one of those things. The second thing is, I'm trying to get to that. I put food on my plate, and I'm trying to get my license. But other than that, let me, explain what I actually meant. What I actually meant is how an adult should act mentally. Not physically, mentally. I'm actually more mature than Spino. I actually know what's right and wrong. I know how to handle things on my own. I'll get to that in a minute. And also, I'm actually nice to people. Goddamn. Speaking of which, something I learned is that Spino likes to talk with Doom a shit ton whenever something happens, such as the conversation before he left the group chat. So, that's basically, saying that Spino can't handle things on his own. He needs someone to be there at all times to actually guide him through, basically everything. Now, I, brought that up to Doom, and Doom basically said that that makes him learn. No, it doesn't. That doesn't make him learn. That just makes it so, whenever he's in an argument or whatever, he'll just go to him. He'll just go to Doom for, advice or whatever. He can't actually make up advice on his own. Now, what can you do to make Spino actually learn from his mistakes? I don't know. Call him out for it, and actually call him something like an idiot or something. I don't care if, okay, it's just... It's so fucking dumb. What's gonna happen if Spino has an argument with someone and Doom's not there for him? Like, you can't just expect to have someone by your side at all times. It's not how life works. Like, in life, you're gonna encounter some challenges that you need to overcome by yourself. You can't just have someone there to, tell you what to do, because, at some points, you're not gonna have that someone there, and therefore, you won't know what to do. That's why it's best if you actually learn how to do things by yourself. Like what I did. I learned a lot of things by myself, and I'm actually doing pretty good in life. Like, you gotta be that one bird that actually falls out of the nest and uses his wings for the first time and flies on his own. You gotta do that. If you have mama bird there always telling you, okay, do this, do this, do this, every time you want to fly, that's not gonna make you learn. I'm just saying. So, I don't understand what the fuck Doom's point is. Now, before I move on, I should probably mention, of course you're not going to accomplish everything by yourself. Yes, you're going to need some help in life, and yes, it's a common thing that happens. It's how life works. But what I mean is that if you get constant help all the time, that's not good. You're going to have to learn some things on your own. You can get help from other people, but not all the time. Also, another thing I learned is that Spino doesn't give Doom the full context. I actually had to explain to Doom 2 times that the reason something happened was actually more than what Spino showed. One example is with the agreement that I made with Spino. Spino only showed Doom that, after Spino asked, yo, where's the thumbnail? That's where I remind him of the agreement. He didn't actually show Doom that the agreement was a thing beforehand, and I had to explain that to him. So, minus 1 point for Spino. Actually, we can do minus 2 points, because I actually had to explain to Doom that another thing, with the whole fucking Metal Gear meme bullshit, that Spino legit asked for proof. He asked for proof 2 times, and apparently Spino didn't show that to him, so that's another point off of Spino's end. This is not looking too good for him. Also, just like the intervention back when Spino and Red had drama, I couldn't explain my points a whole lot, and when I tried to explain my point with my art, Doom started to get a bit aggressive, which is bullshit. Like, come on, I don't want to have an argument with someone one day after Christmas, so I couldn't really explain my points all that much, just like Red. So I kinda just had to go along with what Doom said, because I didn't want to have a fight with him. Also, Spino never apologized for what he did. I actually had to apologize to get Doom off my ass, which is bullshit! I find this part especially scummy. Okay, so I basically mentioned to Doom that Spino called me an idiot, not the brightest person in the group, because I proved him wrong. Doom then responded to me by saying, well, who do you think is the dumbest in the group? Motherfucker, are you seriously trying to go there? Are you fucking serious? I think it's pretty obvious who the dumbest person in the group is. It's Spino! He can't handle things on his own, he gives no fucking correct deadlines or whatever, he gives people too much work. Too much work. He talks shit behind people's backs for no reason, and he's just an overall jackass. It's pretty obvious who the fucking dumbest person in the group is. Also, Doom said that if Spino interacted with us again, he would block him and not talk to him again. This racist piece of shit lied to me just to talk about Spino, tried to justify Spino's bad actions even though what he really did can't be justified, and wouldn't allow me to explain my points fully without him getting aggressive. Oh, and you wanna know what the worst thing is? Doom was not there for anything that happened in the SCU group chat. He was there for nothing, so why the fuck is he getting involved? But afterwards, the call ended, and that would be the last time I would interact with Spino. Kind of. Well, during the time, I was thinking of making a video on Spino because he can't get away with this shit, but after an agreement was made and one of my friends told me that I wasn't worth it anymore, I decided to stop the production of the video. The agreement was that we would never interact with Spino ever again, and Spino would never interact with us, or at least try to. Spino would also delete any video that includes us in it, but not the Nux Taka video, so after that, it seems like the end of it, right? No. So, let me explain how Spino broke the agreement. For one, he liked my post on Instagram, along with Blue's post on there as well. Actually, multiple posts by Blue. Stalked me on Twitter. I knew this because I got a notification that he liked my retweet on there, and the only way you would be able to get a notification like that is if someone is looking through your profile or they follow you. I did a whole experiment and yeah, he's stalking me. If you guys say that that's stupid, well, let me prove you wrong with one fact. I've never, ever interacted with Spino on Twitter. So in a way, me and Spino on Twitter are like complete strangers. So why didn't I get a notification from someone else with those, hundreds of retweets? it doesn't make any sense why I would get Spino all of a sudden. When he stalked me on Instagram, along with other people on there. Spino messaged Black on Instagram, and when Black went to Doom about this, Doom basically tried to justify... Wait, whoa. Didn't Doom say that he would block Spino if, Spino would try to interact with us? That doesn't make any sense. Also, this is kind of bullshit because if any of us messaged Spino, then Doom would be on our ass. And the very, very big one, Spino started talking to Green again. And this further proves my point that he is biased towards Green. The fact that he went to Green is, a big sign that he's biased. Not only that, but Spino would also talk more shit behind my back and say the thumbnails I did for him were not good, and say that he would want to talk with Black too. Also, Spino talking with Green can basically prove that the recordings did happen. Spino is talking shit behind my back, and if there's a screenshot of this along with witness testimonies from Green... Wait a minute, this seems very familiar. By the way, before I move on to why it's very familiar, here's some more proof to show that Spino's very biased towards Green. He's giving Green a month and a half to do a fucking background, and after Green does a thumbnail for him, he's gonna allow Green to promote on his channel. Did you guys catch it as well? This is exactly how the Red vs. Spino drama ended and began the drama between me and him. Oh my god. This proves that Spino doesn't change. And he never will. Oh yeah, I should probably bring up the whole thing of the proof, like I mentioned earlier. So I assume Spino's going to be watching this either on stream or by himself, and he's most likely going to be saying in his head or out loud, Proof? Where's the proof? Well, okay. So, I mentioned earlier that Spino asked for proof about something that he knew was definitely a thing. So, why would he be asking for proof of something that he knew already existed? Well, I assume that whenever Spino says proof now, because, he never changes, so obviously he probably wouldn't change from his old tactics, he probably is, saying proof because there is actually proof available, but he's just trying to boost his ego and say, like, oh, yeah, there's no proof. So, whenever Spino is being accused of something and he says proof, there's probably something there that you can find. That's why I assume whenever, he's fucking watching this, and whenever I mention anything about a VC, which I don't really have any, info for, besides, my testimony along with others, he's probably gonna say proof, but, it did happen. I was there for it. So now we are up to today. Wow. A lot sure has happened, huh? Well, it actually does not end here. So, a couple days ago, I was notified by my friend Nutlord that Spino's Twitter is filled with a bunch of suspicious stuff in it. And if I'm going to talk about his Twitter, I should probably go back to 2019. Because Spino was transphobic and a neo-Nazi. He also had a pedophile allegation on him, but I'll talk about that in a second. When Spino came back to Twitter earlier in this year, he made a whole apology on why he was wrong about the stuff he said and all that. But, well, yeah, Spino is still transphobic and follows a neo-Nazi account or whatever. A little suspicious, don't you think? And now back to the pedophile allegation. Well, we got a bit of a story here. You see, for the longest time, or, just a long amount of time, there was no evidence to prove that Spino was actually a pedophile, and he didn't, do anything that made him, into a pedophile. Only the allegation. But as time went on, me and my friends found quite a bit of stuff. He wants a lolly to crush his head with their thighs. Makes a lot of adultish jokes, even though he makes content for kids, and his fan base is mostly children, and he knows this. Apparently masturbates in VC calls when him and other minors watch hentai. I was there, so I can confirm we did watch it. And he likes a bunch of child porn. Oh my god. Alright, let me explain. So basically, Spino likes porn of underage characters on Twitter, like Gwen Stacy from Spider-Verse, who's 15 or 16, characters from Ruby, who are 17, Fuda of those characters. He's a pedophile. He's confirmed to be a pedophile. He likes child porn, jacks off at the same VC as minors, and wants a lolly to crush his head with their thighs. Bruh, he's a fucking pedo. And he has a child defending him. Oh my fucking god, no. Okay, That's actually, like, legit fucked up. This even gets worse, because he was biased towards a minor who was my friend. Jesus Christ, this is bad. Like, this is legit fucking vile. Like, holy shit. But I would like to thank my friend Nutlord for notifying me about this. Other than that, though, this is all that Spino did. So now that I've said everything, let me quickly go back and share all the points to give you guys a good idea on, what's happening and what has happened. Spino gave a minor a task and didn't help him with it, and kept nagging to see if the person found a female voice actress yet, started 2 arguments with someone else and blamed said someone for Blue leaving, even though it was Spino that didn't listen to him, give my friend a big task that made him uncomfortable, and get mad at me whenever I try to help my friend, talks shit in front of my face and behind my back for no reason about my stuff I'm very passionate about, and he knows this. Didn't give me the opportunity to promote myself on his channel, even though I was also doing work for him, give me tasks that are too big in a short amount of time, say that I'm an idiot when I prove him wrong, and he knew that he was wrong, have a pissy fit when I asked him for 8 subs for the work I was doing, send his fucking boyfriend after me just for him to say a bunch of bullshit that doesn't even make any sense, and break the agreement we all made multiple times. And to put the fucking cherry on top of all that,
He never apologized.
even if Spino did apologize, it would not be genuine. And you wanna know why? Because, okay, Spino has apologized many times in the past to other people, but here's the thing. If you apologize for something, that means you would never do it again. And what did Spino do? Basically everything all over again. He fucking talks shit about, Yellow making the animation, how, he's taking too much time. He did apologize for that, I forgot to mention that, but look at him now. He's making it so that fucking, it makes it seem like the art doesn't take a long time, and he gets mad at my work for no reason. He's doing the exact same shit what happened with him and Red, and now he's doing it to me. This time, fucking Green could be his next victim. I don't know. Like, I think it's pretty understandable why I'm making this video. Well, there is actually another reason why I'm making this. Spino doesn't change, and that should be pretty obvious. So who's to say he's gonna do this shit again, but to other people this time? I really don't want that to happen. I really don't want people to go through the pain me and my friends had to go through, which is why I'm making this. Everyone who has interacted with Spino and are not aware of this, leave him. It's for the best. You guys might just think that all the stuff that happened was just between me and Red towards Spino and all that, but no, there was definitely more people affected by him, especially some of my friends, which is why 3 of my friends, Linkamus and Nutlord, want to tell you guys their whole experience with Spino and just thoughts on him in general. I'm allowing them to do it since, well, they were also affected by him, and I do feel bad that, they were affected by him for quite a bit. So, without further ado, let's, take it away, guys.
Hey, what's up, Maro? It's Linkamus Prime, and, if you guys know who I am, I know this is not the usual kind of thing you'd see me talking about. You're usually used to seeing me talking about toys and figures and, just nerdy stuff, all that kind of stuff. But this is a very serious issue that I need to discuss because, as I know, Maro, you are making a video about basically just all the BS that, happened with Spino, and I do have my own personal experiences that were not very pleasant, and mainly experience that had to do with abuse of power, mainly from him, that I kind of underwent essentially. And for example, the certain projects we worked on, when he was developing episode 10 of the Godzillas, he basically, I have more connections with people in terms of the voiceover world and all that kind of stuff, especially with like smaller projects like these. And he knew this, and so but at the time I was more than willing. I was hey, because he needed a female voice actor to voice Homura Kemi from that who appeared in episode 10 of the Godzillas, and so I was like, okay. And I did my best, but finding female voice actors is a lot more difficult than finding male voice actors. it's especially with like projects like these, you know. But I eventually did find someone. But during the time, you know, it was such a struggle to try to find someone. But he would consistently just be like, Linkamus, have you found someone? Linkamus, have you found someone? Linkamus, have you found someone? And it just was nonstop. And just, it was just a pure, just, it was bad. It was just really bad. And it was exhausting, honestly. It was just mentally exhausting. It was emotionally exhausting. And just the amount of abuse in that situation was just really, really bad. And, you know, I know I'm not the only person that went through a similar situation. I know some of my other friends went through similar situations. It's just, no, it was not okay. And other things that would happen that Spino considered me more of a closer friend. But for me, I wanted to be more like, you know, a nerd friend. I didn't want to be like a personal friend, because my personal friends I keep close to me, and those are the friends that I have in real life. You know, and I'm not trying to say like, you know, the friends that I have in like Maro, like those guys are cool, they're great, but you know, like, you know, we're online friends. We're not trying to be personal with each other. We're not trying to make each other uncomfortable. And unfortunately, that's what Spino did with me. A lot of times, and I'm not going to share what he shared with me because I don't want to stoop to his level per se, but you know, he would share a lot of things with me about, you know, personal issues and all that kind of stuff. And it got to a point where it was so bad that we had to have an actual intervention with him about the situation. And he stopped for a while, and then he started doing it again. And basically my point is, with Spino, he'll apologize for things, but it's just empty. It's very empty. It means nothing. Every time he apologizes for something, it's not going to mean a single thing, because he does not change. And that has been my main issue with him, and that's why we dropped him as a friend. That was one of the big reasons we dropped him as a friend, was because he just would not change. And yeah, it was really bad. But you know, having experienced all of that, and having seen more of what other people have gone through, having heard stories and all that kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, no, this is true. All of it's true. And it's all not okay. It really is not okay. I know Spino's not going to change. He's just not, you know. I'm the kind of person that likes to have faith in people. However, this is a case that I just cannot foresee being an option for him, unfortunately. And it makes me sad, because seeing a content creator like myself stoop to such a level is just, it's really, really disappointing. And seeing the amount of fans that he has, and seeing how he just treats his fans like pure garbage, just sickens me. As a person who makes content, as a person who does, you know, who tries to put a level of care and effort into my videos, because I care about my audience, I care about the people who watch me, it hurts. It physically hurts. But yeah, I'm not trying to, you know, call for, you know, ruining his life or anything like that, but I'm just putting out what I experienced, and what I experienced was not okay. But yeah, anyways, Maro, thank you. I know this was a long recording, 6 minutes to be exact, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak my piece. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope the video goes well, and I wish you the best. Peace out, and roll out.
Hello there, my name is Funosaurus Rex, and I knew Spino for a while. Although all the other people in this video knew him for much longer than me. But yeah, Anyway, I could talk about how he was a piece of shit to me, but my experience with him was not all too bad, to be honest. So I'm going to talk about how he's a piece of shit to other people and that he's a hypocrite. So on Twitter, you can see his likes, and oh boy, they are something. I'm going to start with the light stuff, like him liking furry porn, while him saying he's not a furry. And the same can be said with femboy/trap porn and futa porn. So that's funny. But a little more on the darker side is hentai of underage characters. You can say, oh, it's just a drawing, it can't consent, which I would say, yeah, but it's still pretty weird and gross. Like him liking Gwen Stacy hentai, who is 15 by the way. But enough of the 2D pussy, now it's time to look at the really not so good stuff. He likes posts from a neo-Nazi and follows that same neo-Nazi. And that doesn't really look good for your image, to be honest. And he likes transphobic memes, which Maro did mention, but here's more screenshots. And here's one about people celebrating Pride Month being over. So yeah. I'm going to repeat what Maro said, but this shows that he hasn't changed, and when he apologizes, it's not genuine. And that's it for his likes. Now let's see what he posts. It can't be that bad. Oh, that's harassment. Yeah, he apparently got banned from Haruka's Discord server, and like the 20-year-old man like he is, he started sending the same image to VTubers related to Haruka multiple times. Some of the tweets aren't even about her. Like, bitch, calm down, you got banned from a VTuber Discord server. It ain't the first time. So yeah, harassing VTubers with an unfunny meme, liking transphobic memes, and liking not so great hentai. Spino is a piece of shit, and there is no other way to put it. But that's it for me now. See y'all later, and stay fresh, cheese bags.
Hello, Spatula. It's nice to meet all of you. Hello, Megatron.
I want you guys to be aware of what Spino has done, just so you don't get tangled up in the shit like I and my friends did. To the people who have been negatively affected by Spino in the past, and maybe up till now, I'm really sorry for you all. Like, I really am. I now know what you all have gone through, and I'm just sorry. Spino's terror has gone on for way too long. It didn't even start in 2022, but way earlier. Maybe back in 2019, in Twitter. So, this is where it should end. Don't interact or support this fucker. He doesn't care for any of you. He legit doesn't. He literally has his Patreon at $10 for basically nothing. That really shows he does not care for you guys. But I do. And I want to make sure all of you are safe from him. So please, don't interact with him, don't support him, but please share this info around with others, just so they don't have to go through what I went through. And one last message to you, Spino, because I know you're watching this either on stream or by yourself right now. You really thought you can get away from all of this? You really thought that you can do all of this and leave scot-free? No. It's time for people to finally revolt against you. After all this time of suffering and bullying, harassment, basically everything, it's time that we make a difference. We make a change for all those being affected by you. You can say proof all you want. You can pull your magic on others like you did to us. You can hide behind Doom and have him just do all the work for you. But just know that the inevitable is coming, and you won't be able to expect it. Your reputation will soon be ruined. So, basically, all I can really say is, good luck in the future, because you're really gonna need it. Hey, you gotta go. Go on, go. Look, your brother's over here. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell your brother to go? Yeah, go. Come on. Here, go. Come on. Go ahead, go. Alright, well, I guess you could stay there.